Good morning. Welcome to my channel again. Today is January 14, is Thursday. So from the last program, so we will talk about the second one is what you should do when your holding stock crash. Last time we talked about when the stock market crash. This time is the market is okay. Only one of your holding stock crashes. What should you do? Before we talk about this topic, then we will go through some of the hot topics now is the social media lessons, right? You know that now even in Hong Kong, a lot of people now is changing from WhatsApp to Signal, MeWe, and a lot of KOL or YouTuber is changing from YouTube to Rumble to we already have the Patreon already for some current affairs. So we'll talk about quickly go through about that, and so let us talk about that, right? So our Falcon portfolio for nearly 12 months already, then we have a total increment of 57% from 350,000 US dollar increased to 547,000 in 11 months, some quite close to 12 months. So I will, because some of the readers said the portfolio is too small, so this time I enlarged the Falcon portfolio. So you're just looking at the YouTube, just looking at the screen, then you can see what is inside the portfolio, right? So anything you want to ask me, you can leave your comment on YouTube or you can email to me, usstockmarketweekly@gmail.com. So today, last time we talked about PayPal and Bitcoin. So today we will talk about, because of the social media lesson, we're going to talk very soon. So we are talking about data center, but only data center is not enough. We will talk about data center together plus high-speed computing. Because a lot of data center already, all over the world, all over the country. But now it's not enough. That is not adequate. We have to have very quick, high-performance computing. So we talk about both together. So this is the Falcon 350,000 portfolio. I enlarged it so you can see it very quickly. So today is 57% after nearly quite close to 12 months, something like 11 months, something like that, right? So you can take the screenshots and so you know what is the stock inside this portfolio, right? Okay, before we talk about the social media, then the at January 20, then there is the final one for the president. So we'll see, right? We'll see. And today, I heard the news in Hong Kong that there will be impeachment for Donald Trump, but there will not be successful because they won't open until the 19th. They won't open until the 19th of January. And at the 20th, if Joe Biden is to be the next president of United States, then there's no point for the impeachment, right? because if at the time when they reopen, when the parliament reopen, Donald Trump already is not the president of U.S. of United States of America anymore. So there's no use, right? There's no use for any impeachment. So I don't know why they insist to do that, right? And they said that they is preventing Donald Trump to going for the president election after next 4 years, right? But after next 4 years, he is 76 already. Who knows, right? At that age is over 70. Who knows, right? Even Joe Biden, right? We don't know. He seems not very healthy. He seems walking not so firmly, right? Shaking. The hands is shaking. He is 78 already. So we don't know, right? So I don't know why they insist to do the impeachment, right? No use. Okay, we talk about the social media. Seems in United States of America, a lot of the people supporting Trump is changing to. This morning, I heard from the news that Snapchat also banned Donald Trump for his Snapchat account. So a lot of the supporters for Trump in the U.S. in America is changing from the original social media to like MeWe and like Signal and like Rumble. Right, Rumble is for replacing YouTube, quite close to YouTube, but I've been uploaded 1 or 2 movie to Rumble, not very handy, always been interrupted, and then it pops out an error message said you have to redo it again. There's error happen, I don't know why. So that's like that, right? So a lot you can see on the screen. Then the comment is pull the support for the free speech for social network. So a lot of people like Amazon is banned the Parler, right? Parler has been removed, and Apple and Google is also removed the Parler. Apple and Google removed the Parler from their app store, and Amazon is removed the Parler from his data center. So now Parler is funding another data center. So the point is you should have a data center. Then that's okay. We know that there's a lot of even Facebook, then Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat or WeChat, they will need a storage for the message, for the voices, for the messages, for the recording, for all the images. So they need the data center. But nowadays, data center is not enough. You have a very big data center, it's not enough. China has big data center, not enough, because it's not quick enough. It's like everyone said, right? Data center is like a warehouse. A lot of people will pick up things from the warehouse, and a lot of people will put things into the warehouse. So the warehouse not only to be very big, and the efficiency of the warehouse nowadays is very important. I can still remember something like 10 years before, when you watch YouTube, you have to stop a little bit, let it load, and then you can press the play again, so it can play smoothly. Otherwise, it will then stop, and then for maybe 20 seconds, then stop, something like that. But nowadays, no need. The streaming is very, very smooth. It's because it has larger data center, and plus the high-speed computing is better than 10 years before. And nowadays, it needs quicker, more high-performance computing. That's what we need nowadays. So the most from Amazon, Facebook, Google, Apple, and Twitter, and those Twitter and Facebook, their technology is very low. The technology is very low. They to a very large extent, it depends on the data center. Not like Amazon. Amazon is selling food, selling all the stuff like a supermarket, right? Google has its data center. Google has the Gmail. Google has the search engine. Has the YouTube. She still have something to earn money. Apple is selling cell phones. Apple is selling AirPods. Apple is selling apps. Apple is selling now Apple is planning to selling the cars, right? So Facebook and Twitter, the situation is not good. If Parler, Rumble, or Signal, they got more users, right? I've heard they nearly have 400,000 users for downloading per 1 day. Wow, it increased a lot because of Facebook's, because of WhatsApp. In Hong Kong, why it raised this switching from WhatsApp to Signal or MeWe is because WhatsApp said it has to share. I am WhatsApp users, right? WhatsApp announced that it has to share WhatsApp customers to Facebook, and all we know that Facebook earned his living because of the advertisement. So we cannot protect our privacy, so we change. But what else Facebook has? Nothing. Only has one user program, has the app, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, WhatsApp, and then data center. I think the data center is rented. Twitter is the same. So they are very, very dangerous. If others rise up, like Signal rise up, MeWe rise up, then they will lose the advertisement income, right? It's not like Amazon. Amazon has all other incomes. Google has all other incomes. Apple has all other incomes. So that's the problem. So nowadays, the data center together with a high-speed computing, I think is in 2021 or even in 2022 is the focus, right? So we in YouTube Notes, one of the program in Hong Kong, I have introduced some of those similar stock like Equinix. Then Equinix doing very good, right? With a very big data center, and the performance is good, and it's been for a long time. And second is Oracle. Oracle seems the grandfather, right? The grandfather is quite old again, and he has also quite a very large data center and been in this business for a long time and still the leader of the business. So that's the business we should focus in 2021 or even in 2022, right? And also there is in China also they are building big data center, but there is still some difference because Oracle and Equinix has a solid profit nowadays. They have solid profits, but many of the data center or high-speed computing company, they still don't have the profit for like the one that we are going to discuss as an example, Fastly. Fastly been for 10 years already. Just few months, then it's 10 years, it's still losing. It's still lost. So that's the problem, right? That's the problem. So like some high computing like NVIDIA, AMD is also our target. So actually in the coming programs, I will take some time to discuss about this kind of stock. Then if for any of the stock you want to discuss and I am familiar with, then you can leave your message at YouTube or email me. Then I will introduce in the next program. So that's the point for 2021 and 2022. Data center plus high performance computing. And Snowflake is one of this. Snowflake is one of this. But the problem is she is rising too high. Only one problem for me to not buying in is her stock price is too high, and also in this season she is doing worse, less efficient than last season. If she can reduce her loss, I may probably still buy in. So we'll see. She is always on my list. Okay, we talk about the second kind of stock crashes. The stock market is okay, but one of your holding stock crash. What should you do? We take one example as Fastly. You can see from this stock price historical chart, you can see in July, Fastly stock price reached to 126, and suddenly it dropped to what? Dropped to 65. That means it dropped to 50%, quite quick in 1 month. In 1 month. I'm sorry, it's October of 2020, October of last year. It just dropped it very quick. In one or 2 weeks, it dropped to half. What should you do? So I have listed from last year, from January to September, 3 quarters, the total income of Fastly is 0.2 billion US dollar. But the total loss is 0.05 billion. So actually, for last year's first 3 quarters, 9 months, 24% of the income become loss. Become the loss. It earns 0 and loss. And Fastly been established on 2011. That means after 9 years, it's still lost. You know, in Hong Kong, some very famous unit trusted manager, they promote how Fastly, how good, Fastly, how good, how good. Oh, come on, man. It's still lost after 9 years. I don't think so. Right? So all of us know Fastly. Fastly is like a big, quite updated data center and with high performance computing, right? And do you know why Fastly dropped the stock price? Why it dropped it so quickly? Because it lost the TikTok customer. TikTok is her big customer. At the time, it lost its customer, so it suddenly dropped. Even now, it goes better, and it's still only $90. If you buy this share at 126, you still lost about 30%. Not 13, it's 30%. So what should you do? We take this as an example. What should you do if your holding stock suddenly crash? What should you do? Okay. Sometimes when we mean crash, it comes quite sudden and very fast. So the first point you should be with yourselves is calm first. Be calm first. No need to be scared. Some people will be, wow, my stock crashed. I lost a lot of money. Forget about it, right? You're still alive, right? I always tell myself, you're still alive. You're still alive. Only your money has a little problem, right? Am I right? Normally, I would tell myself to be calm first, right? And take a note. Take out a pen and a paper and put a note for point B and C. It's very important. Point B, I will not let a single stock occupy my portfolio more than 20%. Point B. Last year, when I bought some stock, that's the China one, and they only occupy my portfolio for 5%, something like that. But it goes up for a few times. So in between, it occupied my portfolio for more than 25%. Then I continuously sell out to maintain at 20-21%. So about point C is the maximum drop I can tolerate is 20% of my purchased stock price. For example, when I bought a stock at $10, the maximum drop I can tolerate is $8. Any drop further than $8, I will sell it out. At least partial. Because from my experience, if a stock drop more than 20%, it must have some problem. Not a normal fluctuation of the market. It must have some problem. So you can calculate very easily. Point B is 20%. Point C is maximum drop 20%. That means if one of your stock in your portfolio crash, at most, it will only make your total portfolio drop 4%. I think you can tolerate 4%, right? So that's the reason for point B and C. Very important. This is my own experience. Drop it down. Take out a pen, take out a paper, drop it down. Don't let a single stock occupy your portfolio more than 20%. Don't let a single stock drop more than 20% of your purchased stock price. This is very important. It can minimize your loss. If you let a single stock occupy your portfolio more than 50%, then if it drops and you don't set a maximum loss you can tolerate, then the drop of a single stock can let your total portfolio drop 20% or 30%. That means the past 2 or 3 years performance gone, right? So that's very important. Mark it down. And point D is don't let your stock portfolio contains more than 8 to 10 stock, because you have to look after it, right? You have to read the news of the business of the particular stock you bought in, and every quarter's performance, every day's news, and the financial analysis, financial performance of each quarter. So for normal non-professional investor, 8 to 10 stock is the maximum you can take care, right? Non-professional. Of course, for some unit trust manager, right, they may have more than that because they may have unit trust manager, assistant, something like that, right? But we are not. So of course, if you are very rich, right, maybe you're very rich, right, like Warren Buffett, it has more than something like 100 billion in your stock portfolio to look after. So of course you can have more stocks, right? But of course, Warren Buffett has a lot of unit trust manager, so that's the reason, different from us. And point E is buy in the stock has a positive profit. What I mean profit is a net profit, not a virtual profit. Some people will tell you, oh, the income is rising. Every quarter the income is rising. Or every quarter the gross profit is rising. How about net profit? How about the profit after the tax? Sorry, it's lost. That's no use. I mean a true profit, a net profit, not a virtual profit. The gross profit, I call it a virtual profit. It's not a profit because you don't get all the money. Some money you have to give out. You have to give to other people or suppliers or the government, something like that. I mean a net profit. That means the profit goes into the shareholders. And with a reasonable PE. Reasonable PE. That means like for the technology, maybe 80, 90 I can tolerate, like PayPal. But not for Square, 500. Not for Tesla, 1,700 I can't tolerate. That's it. So remember this 5 points is very important when you buy in a stock. And the first point is also very important. Be calm. The maximum loss to your profit is 4%. You can tolerate it, right? Other stocks increment may overcome this loss or may settle up with this loss. Don't be afraid. But if you don't follow rule B and rule C, you have some single stock occupy your portfolio more than half, you may have a big loss. So take notice of this, very important. Okay. After that, when your holding stock is suddenly crash, what should you ask yourself? And the first thing you should ask yourself is, what happened to the same sector? I mean the same sector. If Fastly drop, Equinix drop, AWS drop, everything drop, that means not your problem. It's the whole sector has the problem. Any bad news? Any political elements raised it? Like Fastly is the political one, right? Because TikTok at the time may be driven out of America. So Fastly lost his biggest customer. This is political element and cannot be restored, right? And second, you should ask is what happened to a similar business model company? It's same as the first point. What happened to AWS? What happened to Equinix? What happened to Microsoft? You should ask. Is the whole sector has the problem or only that stock has the problem, that company has the problem? And third is it a short term or long term? For Fastly, lost TikTok customer may be a long term. Because you can't find a customer big like that in a short time. So now it's already nearly half a year. It's still not restored. That's the reason. But if it is only some short-term political reasons, then you can bear about it, right? So, can this be fixed? You need to ask. And number 4 is please do the financial analysis piece. Check what happened to the balance sheet. Like Boeing, right? Okay, because all cities, all countries been locked down. No aircraft. So the debts of Boeing or Airbus is 2 or 3 times than 2018, than 2019. Should you still hold this stock? It may rise up again, but you have to wait for a few years. And the problem is, why should I wait for a few years? We have another choices, right? So do financial analysis piece. But actually, you should do the financial analysis before you buy the stock or at every quarter. What I mean is, anything suddenly changed? It lost a lot? It lost a big customer? It don't have the mold, something like that, right? And the last one is take reasonable action. Please take action. Take action. Many investors, they just screaming. They're scared. They're shouting, but no action. Or they take too rigorous action is also not good. You should take reasonable action. What means reasonable action? Sometimes it's sell all immediately. Like Fastly, I recommend you sell it out and buy another one, like Acunas, like Oracle, right? Because it lost a big customer. I don't know. And the second is sell partial. If it's not very worse, you don't know, you're not sure, you're just scared, it dropped, but the situation is not very bad, you can sell partial and keep partial, see how it goes. And number 3 is most investor will make the mistake is fishing at the bottom immediately. That is the mistake I make so many times in before. Don't sell when the price is too low. If you want to sell out, sell immediately. Don't wait for 1 or 2 weeks. If you wait for 1 or 2 weeks or 1 or 2 months, the price is too low. It won't further drop because the people want to sell, they sell already. And the price will bounce a little bit. So if you want to sell immediately. Don't wait for a few weeks. No use. And don't fish at the bottom when it's too early. Sometimes you fish, but very early. Like at the time Lehman Brothers, some people fish at the bank stock, like the American Bank of America. They do the fishing at the bottom, but too early. No use, right? So fish at the appropriate time, maybe after 1 or 2 months. After all the people sell, all the unit trust sell, it goes to very, very bottom, then you can buy back a little bit. But don't fish at the very bottom when it's too early. Normally, we will take those actions. But there is too many factors that affecting some of the stock crash immediately. We have to look up the case by one case. But normally it's this action. And the first point, please remember, be calm. Be calm. If you obey to my rule is don't let a single stock occupy your portfolio more than 20%, and you will not let a single stock drop more than 20% of the buying price, so the maximum loss of one stock crash to your portfolio is only 4%. I'm pretty sure you can bear with 4%, right? So nothing to be very afraid. Just obey some law is okay, right? So the situation normally is complicated, right? Normally it's very complicated because a lot of factors will affecting a stock crash suddenly. But normally it's like that. So we can investigate more cases, but normally it's like that. This is my experience of the last 23 years. So just share to all the people that watching my channel. Then if you have any stock you want me to explain and I'm familiar with that one, you can email to me or you can leave your comment at the YouTube channel so I can take a look. Okay, yesterday's Dow Jones dropped a little bit, so, right? Because now we are still waiting for January 20, so it will be shaking. Nasdaq is also just 56 points, then it's shaking. So let's wait and see. Okay, let us share up till this moment, right? So please hit the like, comment. Please give me the like, comment, and share of this channel to your friends. And please hit the subscribe and hit the bell next to it. So when we have new video, then it will inform you immediately, right? Okay, then today is up to here. Then I will see you next time. Thank you for watching my channel. Have a nice day. Bye.